Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a straw pour. Now I do apologize, I didn't realize that when I zoomed in to get a closer view of the canvas that you couldn't see the actual cup and the straw, well, where the straw goes into the cup. But in my next video or two I will take a better video where you can see the whole contraption, shall I say. I was inspired by Fiona Art to do this pour. She did one of these quite a long time ago and it has always intrigued me. So I chose to do one of those. So anyway, my paint is quite thick and as you can see it's coming out quite slowly. The main colors that are coming out now are silver, blue and a metallic black. So the straw is quite long and the paint is quite thick, so it does take really long to come out. But as you can see, some very interesting patterns are coming out. Now what you can't see is as the paint is flowing through the straw, I'm busy topping up the cup. I'm doing a dirty pour. I'm just dumping the paint in and it's just coming out the way it comes out, as acrylic paint does. So it takes quite a long time for the paint to pour out because it's so thick. So I do start to speed it up a little bit, otherwise you'll be staring at this for about 15 minutes. So I sped it up here a little bit, only by 2, so that it's not quite as long. And then I put the speed back to normal so that you could see whatever changes I might make. Like here I am lifting the straw because it was starting to touch the paint, and there you can also see some gorgeous copper coming out. The colors that I've used are copper, a little bit of gold, obviously the blue and the silver and the metallic black. And I think those are those are pretty much the colors that I use, and I do apologize for my dog. So here I speed it up again just so that it's not so long, and it actually looks really interesting coming out like that. You can see some definite patterns developing. I think it is extraordinary the way it's coming out. And now instead of having it on a spin table, which I should have thought of, I just decided to slightly turn the canvas myself. Now I couldn't turn it all the way because there is a plastic cup in the way, so I just did it with my hands and stopped where I had to. So I let the paint flow out a bit more, and here you can see that I speeded up by a fair amount. And once again, the patterns that are coming out of this are beautiful. I definitely love this technique, and there is another painting that I've already done after this one that you will see next. But I'm definitely going to continue playing around with this technique with different colors and bright colors and different types of straws and all the different stuff. So I'm turning my canvas back, and there has been some more silver that I've put in the cup and black. You can see those colors coming out now. I think the lines that you can see where the paint is coming out of the straw is amazing. Now the straw that I'm using comes from Hungry Jack's in Australia. It is one of those frozen juice cups, frozen sodas. So it's got that little spoon thing at the end, which made for an interesting effect. As I speed it up by 4, you can see a stunning pattern develop. It's very distinctive. There's the black, the silver, and the blue. So there I've stopped. I decided that my canvas had enough paint on it, and you can see that the very last color that I dumped into the cup was the copper, which is what came out last. So you can see the little bit of copper developing in the center of the canvas, which I am totally thrilled with. I used my last bits of copper around the edges to be a flow extender and for my corners, and then I will torch and do some tilting. Right, so here I go with my tilting. I take my time and take off what I don't think is very important and do my best to keep my favorite parts. And I am quite happy. I think that I have improved with my tilting. It was one of my most difficult things to not master, because I don't believe I'm anywhere near mastering it, but improving and getting a result that I'm satisfied with, instead of thinking, well, I just tilted it all off the edges and that was that. I've learned, sort of learned, how to keep what I want to keep, and even though I still lose parts that I really love, I've learned that that often cannot be helped. With tilting off the edges and off the corners, I nearly dropped my canvas there. Anyway, that sometimes you will lose some parts that you love and that cannot be helped. So here I am tilting off parts that I don't feel are important. I want to keep that copper and silver in the center with the blue and the black lines, whatever you want to call them. I did have to tilt off some of that black there, which I was quite bummed about, but I managed to keep most of it. And watching it now, I'm sure I could have done a slightly better job, but I'm happy with it, and every single painting is a lesson. You learn something new with every painting that you do. So I've recentered my paint now, and I'm looking at it, seeing if I'm happy with it, and I turned it around. You can see it from the perspective it's meant to be, or my intention anyway, and I chose to do some extra tilting to spread out some of the sols that you can see just in front of the silver that I'm tilting off now, and stretch out the center of the canvas even more to grow the sols in the center. I am finishing up some last bits of tilting just to recenter my paint, and then I will be doing some torturing just to pop those last bits of bubbles hanging around, and then I will be done. I would love it if you would stick around for the close-ups, and there is a short video at the end to show you the close-up. Thank you very much for watching, I appreciate it, and I will see you soon. As always, please subscribe, that would be greatly appreciated, and see you next time. Bye.